We live 2 miles from the end of the last maintained county road. In the winter, we don't have indoor plumbing. So the question is, how do you keep yourself clean when you don't have running water? Well, we could do things like boil water and wipe up at the sink. And yeah, we kind of do that. But that's a once in a while thing. What we really like to do is use our wood-fired hot tub and just dip in it at the end of every day and rinse off. And that's been working great for us up here. Let's show you how we do it. All right, I gotta go into here where I got my pump stash. We got a little bit of junk in here I gotta organize. Ever since that container move project, we've been a little bit discombobulated. Eventually, all of our stores are gonna end up organized better here. But I got this little pump that we're gonna hook a hose up to, hook it up to the generator, and then we'll go fill the hot tub. Well, Cabin Chick is working pretty hard to get us the, oh, look how deep that snow is, to get us our extension cord here. You know, we've changed our personal hygiene habits quite a bit once we got up here. I think one of the things that we noticed was... You're doing great, Boo. We tended to bathe too much when we were in town. And it really takes a toll on you, you know? And what we found for personal hygiene, the best thing to do is just rinse off every day, the dirt, the sweat, and whatever. And then maybe once a week, use soap and wash the oils off. Our skin is happier. At first I was like, are we gonna smell or stink? And really we don't. I haven't used deodorant in 5 years. I first figured out I don't need it when I was coming up here for maybe a week at a time during COVID. And, inevitably one time I forgot my deodorant. And, after 2 or 3 days, I was like, whew, I'm ripe. But after about another couple more days, everything kind of evened out. And, if I go in to give Cabin Chick a hug or something, like, hey, I might be stinking. She's like, you know what? I don't smell anything. And over time, I think what happens is the bacteria on your body kind of figures out, like, it reestablishes itself. And you end up with a pretty nice, balance of kind of microbes on you that keep you clean. So, when we're up here, we don't waste as much time on cleaning and personal hygiene, and our bodies are happier for it. So if you're a clean person, one who's got a shower every day, this might not be the lifestyle for you. All right, so the first thing is we got our pump set up here. We have a hose that runs up to the hot tub. We'll show you that in a minute. What I'm standing on is our creek bed, and in the middle of winter, it's all frozen over. So what I have to do, chop a hole in it so that we can get the input for the pump into the running water. So that's what I'm gonna do now.
Okay, go back.
Excuse me. All right. Now that I got a hole, I gotta quick prime the pump first. So I'm just gonna throw in a little water and just pour it into the top before I hook up the hose. And right now all this water is running through this hose all the way down here to the bottom, and we have a little foot valve on there, so that way the water doesn't pour out. It only allows water to go in. So throw this into the creek, but it's got to be flat. There we go. All right, should be filled. And just hook up the hose. Okay, now we have to walk over to the hot tub and make sure it's all set up and ready to go for across the creek here, ready to go to take the water.
I don't know what that is. It looks exactly like I might have fallen.
So this is where we keep our hot tub. We built this platform this summer. I'll go ahead and show some video of that in a bit. But gonna have to put some stairs here.
That's what I did. Exactly right there. That's where I fell too.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, the plug is
Okay, so we gotta put the plug in the hot tub. Here's the hose end. And then these come out. All right.
might as well get as much
Gunk out as we can, yeah. Looks good to me. There we go. And I can feel the water going through. Let's go walk back up over to the hot tub and make sure she's filling. All right, so the way that I start a fire is I usually just strip up a little bit of the pine that we're using. And this is just enough to splay it out because it lights really easy with a lighter. You don't really need a fire starter. And so I light it up, put it in the box, and put some bigger sticks on it. Okay, so you got a little bit of a start fire.
ignition.
And just keep breaking off little guys that'll throw onto there. They get progressively larger and larger. All right, you see the firebox is going really nice. And while it's starting, we kind of let it get a lot of air because that's important to get hot. But once it's going, you put this cover on it. And the folks here at Goodland, they figured it out a long time ago what that right gap was. So you just put this on there and it just keeps it perfect.
Let's take a look at how the hot tub arrived and what we had to do to get it ready to use it. Now, we had to have this shipped into an in-town location, and then we packed it up on a trailer, and then we brought it up to the cabin and found a spot that we thought would work for it, and then we had to get out the Unimog and go ahead and unload it. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time. This next montage you're going to see is just clips and things that we shot for another social media platform that really prefers vertical video, and I'm doing the best I can with the editing. And you're going to hear a lot of a background hiss and noise. That's the river. It's really loud during the summer flow. My youngest daughter actually designed and built the platform for the hot tub. It's really a family affair. You'll see my entire family helping set it up, but this was my daughter's brainchild. So once we had the base platform built, we kind of wanted to throw it where we think the hot tub was going to be and just check the view out because we want to make sure that, we get in the right spot, and I think we chose really well. And I think one of the most important design elements when you're thinking about decks is you've got to paint the base of the deck black. It will actually make the deck look like it disappears and you have this floating slab. And here Cabin Chick and one of her college friends is waterproofing. What we used was 4x4s as decking, and it's a little unconventional, but I really liked my daughter's vision for making a very thick kind of slab and sturdy looking deck to place the hot tub on. And here we are celebrating that we got the deck completed.
I think we're going to try to carry it. So I think we'll leave it shrink wrapped. I kind of want to get this water out. One, two, three. Okay, Sophie and I have to walk over big stuff. Okay, swinging it this way. Keep coming.
Okay.
Keep coming. Good. All right, so now we just slide. So as you guys keep coming, you're doing great. All right, you should be able to set it down now.
We pass the rock?
You guys pass it?
Okay. Not yet.
Pass the rock.
Okay, you're gonna need to lift a little.
Okay, now we gotta lift our end up.
Good.
Okay, you guys set yours down, and they go into that thing. Okay. Okay, go ahead and you can put your end on there now, I think.
No, I found a cardboard box. Should I go get the knife? Cut off the plastic now, or? Alright.
There you go.
Hand it off.
Okay, now we can put that back. Sorry, baby. Watch your fingers. Okay. And these go over these. The straps go underneath the chair. I'm sure. Just like that. And that was a fun build with my family. Let's go check in now to see how well that hot tub's warming up. All right, so Cabin Chick is doing a stir. The time is, it's been about an hour. Where are we at? It feels warmer already. We are at almost 63 degrees. So not too bad. Maybe we'll get this guy warmed up in a few hours. We just put more wood in the fireplace, and so it's a little bit smoky. But that'll resolve as it gets hotter. I want to take a moment and share a little bit about how we got this particular hot tub and how it came to be. I turned 50 last year, and it's kind of a big milestone birthday, and Cabin Chick wanted to make it really special for me. And so she set up this surprise kind of thing for me. We went to a nice hotel, and we just we're escaping for the weekend, and she gives me this box, and it's this tiny little box, and I open it up, and inside is this. It was this tiny little replica of a hot tub. So Cabin Chick was trying to surprise me, and she certainly couldn't pack a full hot tub into a box. And so she made this little diorama of one so that I could have a gift to open. And one thing about Cabin Chick is she likes to build tiny, and I like to build big. And as part of her tiny build projects, she makes all kinds of neat little dioramas and things. She made like custom bird houses for my children, each tailored to their personal tastes. And so it was a really nice act of service and gift to be given. And one of the other things is I threw in Han Solo and Princess Leia, because, you know, if we're going to display this now here and remind ourselves of what we were doing that weekend, I thought, let's do it with us in that diorama too. And Cabin Chick and I always dress up as Han Solo and Princess Leia for Halloween. And so I put those little figurines in there to kind of symbolize us enjoying this time together. All right, so the way the gift worked is she had a little gift certificate in there and said, hey, go online and pick out a hot tub. And I was like, honey, I just wanted to build one and make one. And she's like, you know, we have so many things that we have to do up here at the cabin. And I wanted to give you something to take one of those tasks off your plate. And I'm just so blessed to have somebody in my life who thinks like that and wanted to give me something that we can enjoy together without it having to be a big, huge project or something that we get to eventually. You know, it was fantastic. And the reason why I picked the hot tub that we have and that you're watching on this video is part of that weekend we did like a spa day thing. And one of the pieces was we got to sit in this huge copper tub, and it was long enough that we could sit in it facing each other or sit next to each other. It was kind of like in this nice, you know, isolated room. We had candles and some champagne. It was just this really romantic moment that, you know, we shared together, and we got to sit there and chat and talk, and we just had a really good, relaxing time. And so I'm like, I wanted to replicate that. And that's why I picked the square hot tub, where we can sit in it together, side by side or facing each other, and just share those moments every night out here at the cabin. So it's 1:30-ish. We started this at 11:45, and we're at 70 degrees or so. So a couple more hours and it'll be ready to go. I'll just go do some more tasks, like chop more wood, get the cabins ready for tonight, and be able to relax in here a little bit later. All right, let's go inside the wood shed, and I'll show you how we manage our wood in the winter. I have this cribbing that I built in here, several years ago to hold all our wood. And the first thing you're going to notice is it's only been bucked. It's not been split. And the reason that I do that is, you know, during the summer, I'm up to my eyeballs in projects. And the last thing I want to do is spend time chopping wood, because I can do that kind of as I need it in the winter. And I'm going to show you, we're at the end of January, and I have probably a good 3.5 rows left, and the wood was all the way to the edge of this crib. So at this point, I think I got enough wood to get us through the spring, and I shouldn't have to buck any more trees down here. And this is my wood chopping setup. It's just a couple of tires that I screwed to my splitting log. And the reason that I do that is when you put a log in there and you hit it with the axe, it doesn't go flying everywhere. So to chop wood, you know, you just grab yourself a log. I throw it into my little rubber tire holder, and you just give it a good whack. Sometimes it takes a couple, depending how old the wood is. And then once you have it split like that, you don't have to go bending over because the pieces flew everywhere. And then I just whack it a couple, 2-3 times to chop it down into small pieces so that it's small enough for the hot tub and ready to go. So that's my wood chopping method. And I'm sure you've all seen those influencer videos where somebody's, you know, dressed all sexy, wearing suspenders and a flannel shirt, chopping wood. You're not going to get that on this channel. Sorry. Just going to show you how I do things and show you how I get by without expending too much energy. So about 3 minutes of work. That's wood for a day. That'll probably work for us tonight in the hot tub. Okay, we're sitting here right at about 2:30. I'm going to come out, check the temperature of the water. The firebox is at this end of the fireplace, not this end. So this is the coolest spot. And without stirring, we're sitting just at about 90 degrees or so. So we're getting there at 2:30. It's about 3 hours to get here. Remember, we started with ice cold water. I'm going to go ahead and just swirl this around. But I think if there's one improvement I can make to this, it would be making like a thermal electrically run low volume water pump to just circulate the water for me. There's plenty of heat that comes off the chimney that I could put the thermoelectric coolers on. And if I can get enough current just to keep a gentle flow of water in here, I think it would help heat it up a lot faster. Maybe that's something I'll think about in the future, and it's a kind of a project to hack up. So now I just got to check the firebox, and it's still doing pretty good. I put a load in earlier. I didn't record that, sorry. But one of the things is the last time you load this is, we'll call it the important time. What you're doing is throwing in enough wood to get the fire to peak at your desired temperature. And we like ours right around 105 degrees or so. And so you don't want to overshoot it too much because it takes a long time for this to cool down. The sides of this box are actually insulated, and it will hold this heat for a long time. This is the... Well, It was a nice long day, got a lot of work done, and now it's time to enjoy some time in the hot tub. And it's not gonna be one of those videos. We do have a little bit of a haul to get there, which is part of the adventure. We generally put our swimsuits on underneath our clothes to just get in. Frankly, we don't wear swimsuits that often, but since we're filming, you know, and we come back and we just throw our robes on. Depends how hot we get. Sometimes it's you're hot enough that you can just walk back with your boots on. There. Oh, this is gonna be nice. Is that hot? Is it hot?
It's hot, but
It's
it'll
nice.
probably cool off.
Nice.
I'm hoping that his thing doesn't get wet.
It'll go onto the ground.
He will probably have far less snow.
Oh, this is perfect.
Look at that, baby.
So this is what we do with the boy. He's got a couple of mats. We actually have a blanket that we can put on top of him. And he'll just sit here and guard us all night while we do our thing.
He's laying on a self-heating blanket, and then he also has 2 coats on. So he's got an undercoat and then the bigger, like, puffy coat.
Nice. Oh, you want to hand me my cocktail?
I do.
Well, it's 11 o'clock the next morning. We were in the hot tub until, let's see, from about 5 o'clock to 7:30 last night. And then I loaded up the firebox before we went in for bed. So I just want to go and show you what the temperature is, what it did overnight. Our overnight lows got to about 18 degrees. All right. So we're starting out the morning. It's about 85 degrees. So that's not too bad. You plan your day around kind of the long-term goal for the day, right? So if we have the hot tub brewing, it's throw a few logs in here now and it warms up throughout the day. And you kind of get your timing sense right. You're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna stop this project. Let me go quick check on that fire. And then you go into the cabin, you throw a couple more logs on the fire, and then you come out, and it's this, I'm gonna call it a ritual that connects you to the place, right? Like you're connected here and you're living kind of in this routine with it. And if you do the right things, it's a very pleasurable and joyful life. If you let those go, then it can be hard. But it's if you keep up with the little things all the time, you do just fine.